Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast. Alrighty, guys, welcome. Happy Tuesday night for you guys. Guys, been paying attention. We've been kind of a little busy here on the podcast. Had Kimberly Cloud this past afternoon at 3:30, and then we have myself and Jimmy The Rant here on the traditional Tuesday night show. We normally do it at 7. Had to extend it to 7:30. Was waiting on our other guest we were supposed to have, but he's having Wi-Fi issues. Jimmy, I don't know, man. I hate to say it on my own show, but these people have to become more tech savvy. You know what I mean?
It seems to be the case nowadays. It's like, I can't get on. I got a Wi-Fi issue. I'm like, it's 2022, man. We've made tremendous leaps with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're still running on that fucking dial-up shit, huh?
DSL, dial-up. I don't know what the fuck they're dialing in with.
I'm telling you, they're dialing something. But it's been a busy week, guys. Busy day for us. Well, for me, I'm sure Jimmy's busy too. But it's been a busy day. We had Kimberly Cloud this afternoon at 3:30. She got into a little bit of her message, her background. Ladies and gentlemen, she's running for senator of California. Let's try to see if she can get the ticket. I hope, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I watched some of that, and I apologize to see stuff coming in. I've seen her stuff, and she's got a good head on her shoulders. She just got to get back, get to the drawing board. Just make sure she does her research, especially if you're running for a political position. Make sure you don't have any skeletons in the closet because, shit. If you want to know what kind of skeletons you got in your closet, run for any kind of political thing, mayor, councilman. Somebody will dig that shit up.
Without a doubt.
That's one reason I'll never run.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But today's been kind of crazy, not only with work, but as soon as I got home, I see that there's this shooting in Texas, 14 kids dead, and a teacher shot and killed. So I guess a total of 15. It is in Texas, and let me make sure I say the name correctly. What town is this? Uvalde, Texas.
Really?
Yeah, so an 18-year-old from the town who went to the high school. What's his name? I just seen it. He's got a very Spanish name. He killed his grandmother allegedly, apparently, and then went to the school and shot 14 kids. The ages are, I think, 3rd or 4th graders.
Holy shit.
Now it's always, I really feel bad for what happened today. But every time I watch, I just will say, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I will say when I see the news reporting on it, the parents never, for some of these shootings, right, especially this one, they were interviewing a couple parents, and they didn't seem as frantic as I would be. Now, I know everybody is different, but, I mean, I wouldn't, if the shooting happened at 11 a.m., 12 p.m., I'm not talking to a reporter going, well, my kid's missing, so I'm worried that she might be dead. Like, I'm rushing the scene. They're going to have to put me in handcuffs. I'm going to be fucking going bananas. I want answers now. I want to know where my kid is. Did something happen? So it's always odd when you watch some of these events, because the conspiracy guy in me always thinks false flag, because
Right.
these things always line up with primaries coming up, and then all of a sudden mass shootings and formula, and it's a monkeypox and all that other wacky.
He's a conspiracy theorist, right? I mean,
I seen a meme today. It was Noah was a conspiracy theorist, and then it started raining.
oh yeah, the rain started coming down on Noah. I guess he's not a conspiracy theorist then, huh, guys?
So but I will say, like I said, I'll say sending prayers over to Uvalde, Texas, and
Yeah, our thoughts go out to Uvalde, Texas. Is that how you say Uvalde?
Uvalde, like a U.
Oh, Uvalde. Okay. Is that wait? Is that near Dallas?
No, it's fucking bumfuck Texas. They're like, it's 82 miles away from Houston.
Okay.
It's odd. It's always odd. What the odd part is that the inner city areas, the real urban areas, have tons of shootings every day, right?
Yeah.
Multiple people get shot, but you never see a mass shooting,
Yeah.
right, in a major populated area, which to me is mind-boggling that maniacs don't. I guess we're just a different breed of people. We don't do that shit. You don't see mass shootings in New Jersey. You don't see it in New York as much. Well, other than obviously Buffalo, which is all the way up north. But
yeah, I got family that live in Buffalo, New York, and they tell me all the time about the crime rate there in Buffalo. I mean,
yeah, there's a heavy crime rate in a lot of those areas. But
yeah, and they're so close. Yeah, they're so close to Canada. I mean, you can pretty much like just swim across the river there, right?
You could after a big jump, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I mean, our hearts and prayers go out to the folks there in Texas. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing this, Jimmy. Where was this reported out of? Who reported on this first?
I don't know who reported on it first, but I was watching a little bit from ABC 13. I guess I don't know if it was more of a local station. I was watching a live feed, and then eventually I kind of just perused through different outlets. I think I was reading something with CNN and stuff like that. Because again, you're gonna get most of your mainstream news from mainstream news outlets. I may not agree with a lot of shit that's said there, but let's face it, you turn the TV on, what are you gonna, you're gonna hit one of those major networks. So, like I said, I always just find it funny not funny, it's sad, but a lot of these things happen around critical times, right? Like when votes matter, all of a sudden the media turns to, we hadn't had mass shootings with COVID, but we know shit like that was still going on. Then all of a sudden, bang, back to mass shootings.
I don't think mass shootings existed when COVID was around. There was like some kind of fucking force field, that that fucking prevented that shit.
Well, listen.
At least that's what I seen. You're right, Jimmy. I mean,
I agree. It's like it disappeared. I'm a big 2A guy, and unfortunately, a lot of these things are happening from incels, from lone wolf guys. But now the new narrative the media is pushing is we're going to check the forums he was on, because he had a community of people. So now the switch is, it's not going to be, well, that guy was a lone wolf. That guy was a fucking loser, or he was mentally ill and he acquired a gun and he went and did a shooting. Now it's, well, no, he had a community of people, and we're going to also vilify the people online. I mean, listen, online, if you go on online chat rooms and blogs, like, 4chan, Reddit, anything like that, it's toxic. It is toxic. Sure. People, they go nuts on there. The internet has allowed people to, be able to talk whatever they want without getting punched in the mouth. So I
see it all the time, Jimmy. I mean, in my spare time, man, I go onto this. It's called Spotify Green Room, similar to what you're saying with the chat rooms, man. And there's so many different fucking categories, man. You got like sports, you got general talk, and some of these people, like it's mainly it's set up as an audio panel, right? There's no video whatsoever, so you're just like talking in an audio, kind of similar to like another version of Zoom, right? And some of these guys, man, they get into like heated debaucheries of just sometimes politics or sports talk, and if you say something, some of these are the most sensitive freaking fucking people, man, in this shit. They're like, what? What? Why would you say something like that?
Oh, the internet has also opened up. Internet and video game lobbies have opened up. Most of these people wouldn't last in a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobby on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was said there was like ridiculous. But what I'm saying is the internet has allowed people to kind of just do whatever they want. So, now they're going to go after, they're going to try to vilify the groups. Like, oh, well, he had a community of people egging him on or whatever it was and showing him stuff. And they'll eventually start coming after, they're already coming after freedom of speech. So the next thing is to when a lone wolf kind of shooter like that goes and loses his mind or is depressed or whatever. And we kind of breed those people here in the US. I mean, we breed incels. We breed, we're teaching kids toxic masculinity. If you're a manly man, you're no good. Or, oh, you have a problem? Here's a pill. Here's an antipsychotic. Here's something that the side effects make you want to kill yourself. Like what was that acne medicine at that one point? I've never had acne, but there was an acne medicine that it was like, side effects are suicidal thoughts. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of chemicals are they giving us? There's a lot of shit, but
Yeah,
I don't.
they're giving us something, I can tell you that.
It's mental health. Listen, guns have been around. Guns are what is one of the main things that stands out for Americans, right? In America, being able to own a firearm, and there were shootings. There's always been shootings, right? There's always going to be something. There's evil people out there. There's murderers. There's heat of the moment type things. But when we talk about mass shooting, there was people who went on killing sprees with guns. There's nothing different when they try to vilify an AR-15 or a handgun. It's the same thing. A semi-automatic is you shoot. As long as you pull that trigger, the gun keeps shooting, right? You don't have to cock it back each time. And unfortunately, when these people go and commit crimes, now it's a problem for everyone else. I mean, statistically, violence here in America is not as bad in some parts of the world. Let's face it.
No. I mean, you see third world nations, man, that like the crime rate there is at extreme levels. Nothing you couldn't even imagine half the shit that goes on in these other countries that you would probably see in America because it doesn't exist here. You might have burglaries, you might have armed, robberies, you might have shootings, but half the crap that goes on in these other countries is like I said, it's at extreme levels, Jimmy. Stuff that you would never even imagine here in America.
Of course, the communities are dying. And what I mean by that is when I was growing up as a kid, I lived in Jersey City, New Jersey, and we had a large community. When you went outside, people were sitting out on the porch, people sitting out on the stoop, and everyone knew your parents, and they were going to, if they seen you acting up, they were going to tell your parents. There was consequences for your actions, you know what I mean? And this goes for every neighborhood. This was white neighborhoods, suburban neighborhoods, black neighborhoods in the ghetto. They had they had old people that sat out the window. They'd say hello to you. They'd watch the kids in the front, make sure nothing happened. You had parents out front. There was a sense of community, even in the worst neighborhoods. And with the sense of community came certain law of the land. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's gone. It's not there anymore. You have teenagers beating up old people. You have people getting pushed on the train tracks every day by homeless. You have people exposing themselves. You have people doing this, doing that. It's the community is gone, and the state is getting what they want. They want you to, invest everything into the state, right? So come to us, come to Big Brother. We'll take care of you.
But see, but here's the thing.
your
You talk
freedoms
about the
for.
state level, right? I got into the state level earlier today, this afternoon with Kimberly Cloud, right? We got into the state level versus the federal level. Just what the fuck is going on? What's the difference, right? There's a huge difference maker, Jimmy. You got like I think here's what I think is going wrong here. Okay? The lack of communication between the state and the federal level. The state level, right? You have governors, some governors actually doing what they're supposed to do as a governor, right? They're supposed to govern their state. They're supposed to govern the laws. They're supposed to make sure that the state is running properly and efficiently. Okay? Some state levels are doing that. But then you have other state levels that are acting just the same as the federal level.
Well, the federal government, in its creation was meant for two things. It was meant to point guns at people and to collect debts, collecting money and pointing guns at people. That was their main function. Yeah. Unfortunately, what has happened over time is the federal government has grown excessively, has become this out of control power. And what they do is obviously they make loopholes and ways of working around certain things, ways of working around laws by like if they want to do something outside somewhat outside reach of like, instead of passing something through Congress or ratifying it, or they set up these organizations like EPA to enforce certain things because the government does it. So they like sub it out to an agency that they create. There's a lot of things. So the main purpose of the federal government was to be the military body for us, basically.
Oh, sure.
But what has happened over the years is that they are involved in every facet of your life at this point. And now they've convinced you, the people, right, that you need them in order to survive. You need their assistance. You need their guidance. You need their structure in order for you to live your life in this country. And that's the big problem, is that people are looking at the government to help them, and they can't. There's no way the government can ever help you. I mean, as far as like mediating your life or doing something productive for you, it's not going to happen. They're going to get you just enough to, they're going to make you dependent just enough so you're compliant, and but also fearful enough that you won't retaliate or do anything.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we're seeing that the amount of corruption also too in this federal government is Jimmy, it's at historic highs.
Of course.
Of course, we've seen this crap through the Jimmy Carter administration. We've seen it through. We've seen a little bit of it through JFK. Actually, a little bit more than through JFK. We've seen it through Carter, right? Nixon, a perfect example of political corruption. Nixon even seen like, shit, I gotta get out of fucking politics. I'm gonna go to jail.
You know what though about Nixon? What I will say is that he went against the norm, right? Like he was fucking recording everyone. So when
you talk about S&M, right? Surveillance and monitoring. You think it's bad now, folks, especially here on social media? This is before social media didn't even exist, Jimmy. Like you said, he was going through it all, monitoring everybody from large to small.
Well, anyone that came in, he was recording anyone that came into the Oval Office. So most of the conversations he was having, he was recording as like, this is my golden ticket, my golden goose egg in case something happens, right? But, unfortunately, like I said, the mental illness is running high in this country, and there's no one to blame but us as a society. We're kind of we're breeding that type of cuckoo-ness from these young adults, and a lot of it has to do with, look at the shit that we fight over. You know what I mean? Where's the national pride? Like, aren't you proud to be an American? Aren't you? If you're a man, aren't you proud to be a man? Don't you want to be a strong man? Don't you want to be a masculine man? Unfortunately, when you put your kids in schools, what they're doing is indoctrinating them. A lot of them, the indoctrination is breeding these incels,
there's no male elegance anymore. I think it's losing it. You know,
Well,
it's losing against
that's what
base.
you're gonna get. You're gonna get these kids that because they have anti-bullying act now. Unfortunately, let me tell you something about bullying. I don't agree with people getting really bullied, but that was the way when I went to school, there was bullies. That was the way of society letting you know there was bigger.
But it also toughens you up a little bit, I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I didn't listen. I got in the 6th grade, we all got bullied by this one kid. I shit you not. I was in the 6th grade. This kid was like 17 years old. Okay.
Did you whoop his ass?
No, he was the fucking size of a grown man. He was fucking huge.
This is
and
guys.
he fucking he didn't like bully me like you hear Eminem's story, right? Like he didn't like focus on me. He fucked with everyone. You know what I mean?
Did the two trailer park girls go around the outside?
No. What I'm saying is that a lot of there was bullies. There was always bullies. There was always bigger and stronger kids, and that really kind of not only did it, in my opinion, toughen you up, but you know, it showed you that there's people bigger and stronger than you, and that you had to somehow either you had two options: live with it, or or fight back. And what you're doing now is they have these safe zones for people. It's anti-bullying. So these kids, they're already fucked up. They're being indoctrinated in this school system. And I'm not trying to make excuses for them because maybe he's just a sicko. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we see a lot of mental illness with people, and we're just producing them. You know what I mean? They're coming out. These are kids that they have a track record of not coming out of the house. They're on video games all day, or there's already red flags.
Hold that thought, Jimmy. We got a special surprise here. We want to bring it to the show. I just got an email from Eric. We're reaching out with somebody that we had on the show here. We're going to switch the panel here. Hold that thought. I want to get into that, if that's okay with you, Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to bring the Rooster into the show here. Welcome, Rooster. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good now. I've tried to situate my stuff together, getting my stuff together.
Yes, sir. Rooster, I want to introduce you to our co-host here on Tuesdays here, Jimmy The Rant. A damn honor having him on my show, and it's
Rooster?
a good honor having you on the show as well, Rooster. So,
how's it going on, Jimmy?
Hey, man, living the dream up here.
Hey, man, there's only one dream that you can live, and that's try to live by that dream.
I hear you on that one. Sometimes I almost think the American dream, you have to be asleep to believe in it. So
yeah, sometimes the dream just don't come true, but you can still dream it all you want.
Yeah, it's healthy for the soul. What can I say?
Absolutely, Jimmy. If you want to play catch up here with the Rooster here, we're talking about bullying. What you see. You want to tell them what we're talking about here so we can play a little catch up?
Well, we talked about the shooting that just happened today in Uvalde, Texas, and I'm kind of touching on a point that, we're kind of breeding these kids to become like that. And I'm not saying me, you, or
Right.
What I'm saying is that your kids go to school, they're being indoctrinated by the left. They're being indoctrinated by these, administrators and teachers who have these real wacky ideas. The state has already removed certain things out of the schools, and then they turn around and they say that, anti-bullying, you can't be a bully, you can't do this. And I'm not promoting bullies. What I'm saying is, when I went to school, we had bullies. We had kids that were bigger and stronger. We had the jocks. We had smarter kids. We had the kids that got all the girls. They were the most handsome. We had,
Yeah.
And you know what? I went through school and I made it out all right. I don't have any ill will or remorse, and I don't feel like I need to lash out at anyone for anything that's happened in school.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, and I'm sorry if I did. But when I went to school, they had a paddle that looked like a boat oar with holes drilled in it, and that's what you got your ass whipped with when I went to school. And your parents signed the paper that said they can whoop your butt. Well, that's what I got whooped with, a big old boat paddle with holes bored in it.
You got your licks.
Nowadays, you try to let somebody whoop your kid and discipline your kid, There's, there's no discipline anymore. If you try to discipline your kid on your own, you're going to go to jail because DHC is going to get involved.
Yeah,
That's Department of Home bullshit.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, I don't have kids for a reason, and that's mainly one of them. Because if someone was to come home and try to take my kid away from me over some stupid ass crap like DHC does, uh, we would have a big issue. I would be in prison, and
Yeah, Rooster here.
yeah,
I wanna plug into the show here. We're getting a comment from somebody tuning into Facebook. Guys, if you want to give your support, we appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I love the support. I love the viewpoints that we're drawing here on the show. But if you want to,
coffee.
there's a description here in the StreamYard broadcasting. You have to give approval to show your name because I can't give you a shout out on the show without who the other person is. So if I'm gonna plug it in, guys, but it's gonna say Facebook user. You have to give the name. You have to give your approval so I can give the credit where it's due. Guys, somebody coming out here literally saying, but bullying is wrong here. And I'll plug this right into the show, as you can see on the bottom right left-hand corner. I agree. Bullying is wrong. Don't get me wrong. What's your viewpoints on that there, Jimmy the Rant?
No, that's what I'm saying. I agree bullying is wrong. I'm not saying that I'm encouraging it. All I'm saying is we put a lot of emphasis on trying to stop bullying, or right, like meaning like we're not giving the kids, we're not giving them the opportunity to kind of deal with it as a socially as kids would have to. You have to deal with those things coming up, because let me tell you something. You don't want to give your kid a false sense of what reality is. Like, oh, I'm going to put a bubble around you till you're 18, then I'm going to let you loose. And they're walking down the street. They have no street smarts. They don't understand that they're being followed by someone or whatever, or someone's going to rob them. And all of a sudden, an incident like that happens, and they're chewing pills for life because they have post-traumatic stress disorder, because their whole life they were taught to believe that the world was this kind place and that daddy and mommy and big brother would come and put a stop to anything. And that's what you have.
Exactly.
That's what you have with a lot of these people who go out and do these shootings, because they're trying to say this is gun violence. No, it's people violence. This person was sick in the head. He acquired a weapon and he shot 14 kids and a teacher. Regardless if he was angry at the world, he had some kind of crazy issues. But what I'm saying is that, I don't know his story 100%, but I'm saying in the past we talk about mental illness, and a lot of this shit has to do with, like I said, these people have this false sense of like what the world is, and then they finally get a taste of what the world is. They get a taste of, what I like Rooster said, the cops will tell you can't discipline your kid, but then you see a video of people getting, teenagers getting fucking stomped out by police.
Yeah, hold that thought, Jimmy. The Rooster resides in the Freedom State. Yeah, we have a Freedom State,
Let me tell
guys.
you something. Let me tell you something, please.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Rooster resides in the state of Florida, which is the Freedom State, guys. Yes, we actually have a state that represents freedom and liberties. Yes, the great state of Florida.
Yeah,
Rooster,
we try.
your governor just passed a law, okay, with anti-bullying on social media. Do you want to elaborate to that? I know you've been following that very closely. You have been emailing the show with that issue. Go ahead.
A federal judge just shot it down.
Shot it. What?
A federal judge shot it down. Just like they're trying to say the anti don't say gay bill, that's not what it means. The damn bill that he signed into law means you cannot teach your kids heterosexual or intersexual relations until they're a certain age. And I agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what the bill means. It doesn't say don't say gay. It just says you can't teach your kids to be that kind of situation until they understand fully as to what they really want to be. I agree with that bill.
Yeah, what's your viewpoints on that, Jimmy?
So I had it on mute there for a second.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know about the bill. There's nothing in there that says that. That's just the LGBTQ. That's their way of countering what the bill is, because if you notice, the LGBTQ community gets real nervous when certain things happen, right? So once they heard about that legislation being passed or being even thought of, right? The first thing they thought was, we're going to lose our stranglehold. We're going to lose our ground in that state on certain things, right? But
Right.
listen, anyone who is whatever, straight, gay, whatever you are, I will challenge you and say to you this: the children are failing in school academically. What the fuck do we get out of it teaching second and third graders and trying to sexualize them and teach them about sex? Why wouldn't we do it the same way we all did it? And you learned about certain things when you hit about 8th grade or high school, when you're
Exactly. I do agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I do agree with that 100%, and I agree with the government DeSantis bill. I don't care if you say don't say gay. It's not what that means. What he said was you cannot teach your kids 5 years old or until whatever age about this sexual stuff, man. And I agree with that. Your kids should not know about that stuff until they're educated about knowing that stuff. I mean, like birds and the bees, when, we grew up, that's what we grew up with. Birds and the bees, flowers and the trees, such and such.
All right, guys, I know this is a very heated topic, okay, and I love it. I love the passion behind it, guys. But, this is drawing a lot of attention right now, this show here. Hashtag Patriot Angle Podcast. Let's make this fucking topic go viral on social media and through Rumble. Through Rumble. We are getting fucking comments coming after comments. Again, guys, please approve the name disclosure through Facebook. I cannot give credit to where it's due. I will plug the comments in as they are coming in. Okay? Another comment coming in. But when it stems from home and the parents aren't helping them, right? I mean, yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Another one saying, I agree. Guys, I mean, literally.
I mean,
go ahead.
Mike, look at last year when they had that little guy. I'm gonna say little guy. He went into a bar dressed as a drag queen, and his parents let him go in there, and he made money off of that. 2, 1, that's wrong. 2, whoever paid for them little kids whoever throwed money at that little kid to be a dress queen is wrong as hell. I don't care who you are. You're a pervert.
Oh, without a doubt.
And the parents never got in trouble for that. But yet they're trying to make a 6-year-old kid down here in Florida running the damn marathon.
But here's the thing.
They're trying to make him.
Yeah.
They're trying to make them a bad people.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's all a diversion. It's a huge fucking distraction point. Jimmy The Rant and myself, we can express this on the show. We do it every Tuesday. Jimmy can tell you, right, Jimmy? It's a huge diversion. It's a huge distraction point.
Well, I think it's just that we have, and I kind of was touching on this yesterday with a group of guys, is that every group has an ideology, right? And they'll say that anyone on the right wing has an ideology, and anyone who's like involved in any of those organizations on the left, like BLM, Antifa, they have their certain ideologies, and the LGBTQ has theirs, right? But like I said, and I know some of the people that are commenting are still probably commenting about bullying, but yes, we don't agree with bullying. I'm just saying kids used to figure that shit out on the schoolyard, and that was life. Yeah. But what I mean is, when you have the LGBTQ, LBGT, whatever the fuck it is, the alphabet community, right? What's happening is they get nervous about something because they feel like they're losing ground, which is kind of crazy because, in my opinion, it's a sexual preference, right? That's your sexual preference, and I know that they want to claim it more as identity, which is what we're doing. Right. This is identity politics. But to your point, Rooster, having kids walk around as drag queens to me is fucking insane. Even if the kid feels that way, what I'm saying is if he wants to wear a dress, whatever. But once you start putting makeup and wigs on the kid, and you have him flaunting and running and on runways with adults and shit like that, let's face
That's
it.
wrong.
We know the entertainment industry is known for perversion and all types of sexual assaults and misconduct.
Exactly.
We know that. So you're throwing that kid into that world. You mean to tell me that there's not predators there? There's not people
Exactly.
like, we want more of this, and let's make it mainstream and open now. And
But
unfortunately,
you don't see no one talking about that stuff. All you see is someone talking about damn Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Who gives a damn about them damn millionaire movie star actors? We don't give a shit. Nobody talks about stuff that really needs to be talked about. They always try to diversion you on something else. Instead of, like Brandon, his damn laptop. No, they're trying to diversion you against this Johnny Depp bullshit. Okay? Everything that's on the news, they diversion you to look at something else because they don't want you to really see the shit that's really going on, like what Biden's doing.
well, yeah,
40 some billion dollars that he sent to Ukraine because he's got stuff in Ukraine. That's why Biden's doing it.
I think my point that I was trying to touch on is if you look at all the things that are confusing to children. Children are sponges, right? They're learning. All right.
Yeah.
I have an 18-month-old and he's still learning words, right? So if I was to force feed him stuff, right, every day I was to teach him, racism or bigotry or anything like that, chances are when he's going to display those actions because that's what he's learning, right? So the point is that we have these kids that are being indoctrinated with, if you're a male, it's toxic masculinity. Don't show, don't be masculine. Oh, it's okay to you could be pregnant. Oh, it's okay to do this. It's okay to do that. And then we sit here and we wonder why we see these kids grow up into adults and we go, how are they so fucked up? Well, listen, because they never had a strong foundation from the start. The school,
exactly right.
Public school takes your kid for 8 hours out of the day, and they're teaching them to hate themselves, to hate their culture, to hate their color, to hate their country. And then when they grow up into fucking lazy mush adults, we go, look at these.
But here's the point, guys. Here's the point, because I got to get a break in here. We were supposed to take it about 7 minutes ago. Sorry, StreamYard Network. What a fucking, but whatever. That's what happens when you're on a professional line. Yeah, anyway. We do need a break because I think we're all getting winded here on words. I can relate here.
I don't get winded on words.
Yeah, I can relate to Rooster, and I could also relate to Jimmy the Rant, guys. Good stuff. I want to get into this issue a little bit more, but I also want to get into what the fuck is going on with this new plan-demic here. Not a pandemic, a plan-demic on monkeypox, guys. Huge fucking story coming out, guys. But I want to take a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We got Jimmy the Rant. We got Rooster. We got a lot of good shit happening on tonight's podcast. Don't touch the dial, guys.
I'm Bert Jones. When I played for Georgia, we won the SEC championship.
Here's block, and it'll be first and goal, Georgia.
Not just because we had great athletes, but because we were bonded together as teammates, united by that G on our helmets. An important lesson about the power of unity. And it's why I'm so opposed to teaching critical race theory in our school systems. Instead of teaching children about what divides us, we should be teaching our children about what unites us.
All right, guys, we're back here on the show.
We're back here on the show.
Yeah. Guys, I want to get into this monkeypox. Sounds like you got a wild fucking party going on over there at the Florida residence there.
At the ranch.
No, I shut a dog into my pond, and now we got puppy pox.
Oh, was that the next pandemic for the next week? I mean,
I don't know. Ask Camel Toe Hair Lips; she'll tell you.
Right. But Jimmy, let's get into this. Let's get into this monkeypox, man. What's going up in your neck of the woods? You know, for those who don't know, Jimmy does reside in the state of New Jersey, right? Probably the third fucking most liberal state in
We
America.
got monkeypox down here in Florida too, they said.
Yeah, hold that thought, Rooster. I know you're full of energy tonight, but Jimmy, what's going on with the monkeypox scenario up in New Jersey?
I don't, listen, I haven't been following it as much. As far as I know, and I did have an article that I pulled up. I don't know how many confirmed there was, but let's look into it right now. I don't really know how many confirmed cases there are. I think there was one. I think there was one up in Boston and one in New York. And then, of course, as soon as this comes out, everything comes out again. Everything comes out closer to any type of election time. So now, all of a sudden, and then on top of that, they're talking vaccines. Well, you can go, you can go do what, because we ain't taking those vaccines. I don't care. Cut it out with the vaccines out there.
Hey Jimmy, you want to say on the show you're proudly you're proudly an advocate for the You're not against the unvaccinated, but you do not want to take the jab, right?
No, I'm not. So my thing is freedom of choice, right? So, obviously another thing big in the news is Roe versus Wade. So you have individuals that are like, my body, my choice. But then when I say my body, my choice, when it comes to the COVID vaccine, which has been proven that it doesn't. So the point of that was, right, get the jab. Get the first one, the second one, the third one, and you'll be safe. People are still getting sick, though. So I know somebody at work that he's vaccinated, and he was just sick as a dog with COVID. So it doesn't prevent you from getting sick. It doesn't prevent you from dying if you have bad comorbidities. So now all of a sudden, here comes monkeypox, and they're talking vaccines again. So freedom of choice is my big thing. If you want to get vaccinated, put whatever the fuck you want in your body. I don't care. But when it comes to me, and I don't think you should discriminate, because let me tell you something right now. If I went to apply for jobs in New York City, I wouldn't be able to get a job, because the prerequisite for you to get that job, or the requirement,
you have to be vaccinated.
To be vaccinated. For what? For what?
Hey,
absolutely.
You should go in there. You should go in there with a mask on and tell them, I want to be hired right now. I want $12 an hour. Or $15 an hour. That's what they said we could be hired as. $15 an hour nowadays with my mask on. Can I have a job? And see what happens.
Well, I'll tell you right now, when it comes to that, right? And not to take away from the monkeypox thing, but when it comes to that, I can go and work a minimum wage job and not be vaccinated. But if I wanted to go work in their corporate headquarters, they tell me I have to get vaccinated. So they know it's all fucking bogus, and those people who live in fear live in your house forever. Wrap yourself in a shower curtain. Don't come out of your room, and just stay there, because if you're scared of the world, then I don't know what to tell you. But there's no way that you're going to convince me that a fucking cheap Chinese knockoff mask from China is going to protect me from anything. They can't even protect me from sawdust or fucking sheetrock dust. So,
hey, wait a minute.
Yeah,
you gotta stand 6 feet apart.
Hold that thought, Rooster. I want to try to stay on point on all views. I will give you the respected floor on the show, but hold that thought. I want to plug in just what's going on with this monkeypox, guys. Check this out. You're not going to want to miss this shit. I mean, what's next, right? I mean, how much more can this country literally fucking take? I mean, check this out, guys.
President Biden is trying to clarify his comments expressing concern about monkeypox. He says he does not see the need to institute strict quarantine measures and that the virus does not compare with COVID-19.
We've had this monkeypox in the larger numbers in the past, number one. Number two, we have vaccines to take care of it. Number three, there is, thus far, there doesn't seem to be a need for any kind of extra efforts beyond what's going on.
So let's bring in an expert, Dr. Amish Adalja, a senior scholar, Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security. Doctor, thanks for being here. Where do you see the threat from monkeypox, looking at the cases we're seeing around the country and around the world?
Monkeypox is not a threat to the general public. This is something we've dealt with before. What's interesting about this outbreak that's occurring now is it's transmitting person to person with people who haven't been to any of the endemic areas in Africa, haven't had contact with animals. So we've got some epidemiological work to do to halt this outbreak. It's not something that has pandemic potential or should be thought of anything like COVID-19. But it is something that we need to take corrective action. We need to use the vaccine and figure out how people are getting infected and stop those links in transmission.
Yeah, the WHO, is according to the Associated Press, says a leading advisor to the World Health Organization described the unprecedented outbreak of monkeypox in developed countries as a random event that might be explained by sexual behavior at 2 recent raves in Europe. Because of what we've seen in COVID, whenever there is the next thing, people get fearful. But they should not be fearful of this next thing. Is that what you're saying?
Right. This is something that seems to have gotten into sexual networks and has been able to spread in a way that it hasn't in the past. And this is something, as we've heard about before, we had a major outbreak in 2003 related to animals.
This garbage off. Wait, hold on. Before you guys talk here. This is not as serious as COVID. This is entirely different, right? Entirely different. It should not be looked serious compared to COVID. It's entirely different. It was expressed recently, but I mean, who is this schmuck? Who's it? Jimmy, what's your views, man?
Well, it's not to be compared to COVID. I think they said it was kind of in the same family as had some kind of same things as smallpox or whatever. And there was like articles going out trying to sounding the alarm for homosexual men or whatever.
Yeah, I see that.
And
yeah,
that was like all too reminiscent of HIV when that first came out, right? It was like they called it the gay plague at first, but I don't think that has anything to do with this. I don't think this is anything to be concerned about. I think your chance of getting fucking monkeypox is very small.
But here, hold on, Jimmy, hold on, and then I'll get Rooster's viewpoints here because all three of us, I mean, literally on fucking fire with this topic here and other topics. I see the passion, I love it. But here's the thing: they're talking about sexual relevancy with monkeypox, right? We seen similarities, with other pandemics. So, like, what do they mean with the sexual relevancy with that? I didn't get that part. Maybe you did, but I didn't get that part.
Well, I guess they said that it was transferred at a rave, 2 raves in Europe, I guess, and it's more like, I guess, I don't know if they're considering an STD or saying that's how it's being spread. Because you have to have super close contact.
Yeah, but here's the thing that it's an STD. Is this going to be linked to the '80s pandemic when we were suffering with the HIV pandemic of the '80s? I mean, Rooster, what's your viewpoints on that, bud?
LGBTQ.
No, apparently you're not following, buddy. We're talking about
I was following you, and my answer is LGBTQ. You want AIDS? You want your stuff? Yeah. There you go. You got it.
I think the little birdies in the background there are giving their comments and their tweets too.
They love it.
I bet they do.
Well, it says here the virus spreads through contact with body fluids and sores. So, I mean, obviously, you'd have to get pretty close to someone to kind of get to that. But this is nowhere near on the same level as HIV. My father passed away from HIV. He died from AIDS early 90s from drug use. So I was very aware of HIV and how it spread and all things like that. And this has nothing to do with anything like that. It's just another distraction. It's something to catch take your attention away from everything else. They're going to flood. Again, what do they do when one thing doesn't work in the media? They flood it with fucking 1,000 different things. Because we had the H1N1 pandemic in 2009 under Obama. You didn't hear much about it. It was like a blip on a radar. And that was a real pandemic. That was the H1N1, that was a fucking hell of a flu if you caught it, But of course, because they had the person they wanted in office, right, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's how things trend here.
Yeah, big damn deal. Rooster
And
here. We're gonna give you your last viewpoint here on the show. What do you see
and
with
now
this? Hold
they're
on,
trying to
Rooster.
come out
Rooster.
with mRNA.
Yes, sir.
Moderna
Yes.
is trying to certify that mRNA.
Yes. What's
What
your?
is that?
I don't know, Rooster, but I was about to ask you, sir. What is your last viewpoint on this monkeypox? Where do you see it going?
Uh, Hopefully not too far. There is a case here in Florida. I don't know exactly what city it's in here in Florida, but there is a case here in Florida of monkeypox. I've never seen it. Don't know what it's about. Hopefully, I'll never will see it. Um,
Right.
Other than that, I have no clue.
Right. Rooster, I want to.
They say it looks like chicken pox.
Yeah.
I've never had that either. Um,
Yeah.
but they say it puts blisters all on your body and stuff like that, and can be dangerous. It could kill you.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of that yet.
I'm sure.
Not
Rooster,
where
it's
I'm at.
yes, it's been an honor, sir, having you on my show. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you
You too.
for giving your viewpoints, and please don't be a stranger. You're always welcome. Thank you very much.
See you
Got
later,
it.
brother.
All right, guys. Jimmy here. Like, you think next week it's going to be all over with the, with the so-called, you know, uh, monkey pox? Is there going to be some kind of other pox going involved here?
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't see anything like that blowing up. Listen, I'll give you an example. Just like when Ebola made it here to the U.S. and everybody was freaking out, they
Yeah.
have treatments for that. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
sure.
Like they have treatments. Just like when that one case of like they were like, oh, we found bubonic plague again. Like, well, most European people, and I'm just using that as an example, kind of made it out of that pandemic back then during the Middle Ages, so it doesn't hit you as hard. Plus, we have modern day medicine. A lot of those things are just a lot of this shit is just trendy. They just want to talk about it to as a filler and to keep people in a perpetual state of fear. They have to keep the people that are nervous and scared. They have to keep feeding them content that makes them worried because irrational people make irrational decisions and do irrational things. So that's kind of what they want to kind of poke at,
Absolutely. I'm reading in the comments here. We actually have the hopefully the soon-to-be Senator Kimberly Cloud that was actually on the show in the comment section, literally saying, guys, I want to say, you all are on fire with this episode topic. Literally. The Rooster now making some great points, just briefly. Jimmy the Rant always giving his political viewpoints. Jimmy the Rant is on fire on every topic. Thank you very much, sir, for giving us the absolutely true points in the political angle. And that's coming from soon to be, hopefully I could say that, soon to be Senator Kimberly Cloud. That I had the utmost honor having on my show earlier this afternoon. So thank you very much, Kimberly.
Republican senator.
Yeah, you got to throw the Republican in there,
With the R in front of the name.
With the right? I had to throw a little mash there with it's my boy from Jimmy, what was that? Not Jim Carrey. What the fuck is my head? Eric, I need a water. It's getting to that point. Who the hell is that? Adam Sandler, right? What an yeah.
Oh, he's got that New England accent, so.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't realize this, but Adam Sandler is actually from New York City. He's from Manhattan.
Is he? I don't know where he's from. Yeah. Probably. I think he is. There's a bunch of actors from there.
Yeah, but I want to say first, before we close it out, we got about a minute left on the show, which I know Rooster is still here in the digital green room. Don't go anywhere, Rooster. Stay on the line. Stay on the line as well, too, Jimmy, because I want to basically say this off the air with all three of you guys. Guys, I want to say something on the air. I want to say thank you to our Rumble listeners. Our live view count is up to 67,000 viewers right now. It's fucking crazy.
Well, listen, this show's been growing, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and
Yeah.
bigger and better things for the show, and hopefully we're delivering. You know,
Hold that thought, Jimmy. Once Eric in my ear saying it's up to 75,000 now. It just fucking hit. Oh my God, that's fucking phenomenal.
it's a lot of people. Shit.
You're damn right. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, and you know what, Jimmy? I want to say thank you to you, sir, for delivering true, factual information. Because if it wasn't for you, you know, where would we be? I do want to give credit to you. I mean,
I appreciate it, man.
you know, Jimmy, I do from the bottom of my heart, man. You know, I do. You take your time out of your busy day. You come on the Patriot Angle. You give your heart out on this show, and soon to be, folks, you're gonna hear Jimmy the Rant on his own show, Decline of Reason. Right? Is that the show you're going with?
Yeah. So
Yeah, plug it,
next
plug it
couple
away,
weeks.
Jimmy. Plug it away, and then we're gonna have to depart because I gotta make time here because we're gonna be going on the Tommy Nation Politics podcast in about 15 minutes from now. So
Yeah, next couple weeks I should be starting the podcast back up. Had some episodes like I want to say 2019. I started doing something, made like 4 episodes, and then kind of just fell off. And I used to, pay a buddy of mine who's a producer, and he came out with good quality stuff. And we didn't take it past there, and he was kind of like my co-host. But in the next couple weeks, I should have, my own thing back up, maybe once a week, nothing too crazy yet, and kind of discussing the same thing and hopefully interviewing people. But I seen something here with Mike, and I knew that he had something good going on. I said, listen, I'd like to come on and I've seen the show grow in the last, 4 or 5 months, which is kind of cool. And there's, big time names, contacting the show and saying, hey, you guys want to talk?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the show is growing, Jimmy. I mean, we're getting senators here on the show. We're getting intel officers. Was supposed to have literally a maintenance, a property manager maintenance, I guess associate, if you want to call it that, from the metro Atlanta area, had some Wi-Fi issues. I get it, it happens, Poor Sauce lives in fucking liberal Madison, Wisconsin, where the damn nearest cell phone tower is 30 fucking miles away. I mean,
well, the good part about the show, Mike, too, is it also gives a chance for, the little guy to kind of for us to interview the little guy and get their viewpoint on things, right?
Exactly. We just brought the Rooster on the show. I mean, hopefully he's going to get his show together, which we're going to, love to see. But, Jimmy, I can't say more than enough, buddy. Thank you very much. And also, when you get your own show going, don't be a stranger, man. Tuesdays
you'll be the first guest. Don't worry about it.
I hope so. And I'm going to blow that show up, but in a good way, in a damn good way. And don't be a stranger, Jimmy. Tuesdays are always your lineup, buddy.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, this is going to keep going,
maybe we'll do a mash show one day, a mashup between Patriot Angle and Decline of Reason. Hey, that'd be fucking phenomenal. Hey, Jimmy, get the graphics, between two shows and kind of mash it up,
That'll work. But I mean, listen, Rumble's been cool too because it's opened the show up to so many.
You're damn right. You're damn
people.
Right. What is that, Eric? 115,000 views. Oh my! Thank you very much. Thank you. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Right? I mean, Wayne's World. But yeah, Jimmy, it's been an honor, buddy. I hate to, I know you like doing an hour and a half, but bud, you know me. I love.
I know you got other stuff. It's all right.
But Jimmy, it's not. I always say it's not always about me. I love plugging in other people's content and material. But Jimmy, please, if you can, man, tune out to Tommy Nation Politics. He's about ready to start. He's fucking emailing me right now. You ready? You ready?
Yeah, just send me the link.
Yeah, you can go on to. He's on YouTube. He's going to be streaming here soon. I think the live stream is ready. Just go on to Tommy Nation Politics, guys. The live stream is waiting. So head over to Tommy Nation Politics. We're going to be starting this show in about a couple of minutes here. He's ready. He's telling me, you ready? You got your headset on? So Jimmy the Rant, man, I'll see you next Tuesday, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. See you later, everybody out there.
All right, brother.
Patriot Unfiltered. You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an unfiltered Patriot Productions. Please follow us on Facebook at the Patriot Angle Podcast and Instagram at Patriot_Angle_unfiltered. Also, you can hear every episode on Amazon Music, Audible, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also check out our website, PatriotAnglePodcast.com, and also our unfiltered merchandise, PatriotUnfiltered.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.